No audio, of course, as usual. Yes, I pressed the button to unmute the freaking Blue Yeti, but I guess I need to push it like super hard. Okay, let's start over. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel, and welcome to the third and the last video of me live painting Adrenaline. Everything that is good comes in a trilogy, so we are doing these videos in 3 parts. So yeah, tonight we are painting Dozer and Echo, last 2 miniatures that need to be painted. I painted the entire Spectre Ops and expansion, so that means that the fella who bid on this paint job for me to do this paint job is going to get his minis in roughly 2 months or so, because the post office is really slow these days. So yeah, I think audio is good. Yes, thank you. So it's really tricky button. I press it, and I never watched it. Did I press it correctly? But I guess I press it like too lightly. I need to press it harder, and then the sound is not muted. So yeah, let's switch to the painting scene, of course. Still haven't figured out how to do live chat over here on the screen. I really want to have that. I think it looks good. It's like professional. But it's not going to happen, at least not for this video. Okay, so we are going to start by painting Dozer, because he looks cool and I want to paint him first. So first thing first, we're going to paint the skin on him. He has some skin showing up, and I need my trusty, okay, I want to have a picture here so I can see how he looks. Okay, let's see, this brush over here. Okay, so his neck is showing up, so we are going to go and paint the neck. But most importantly, his hands and his stomach is also showing up. He's like half naked. I guess he has like just armor and nothing underneath it of sorts. I don't know, it's a really weird choice to have armor but then your skin is still showing through. So yeah, really weird stuff. But if he decided he wants to go like that, who are we to judge him? Okay, his hands are showing up. Like elbows and stuff like that. But he also has exposed, so to say, stomach, so we need to paint those too. His abs. I don't know if you can see it, but it's just right over here. I think I never painted miniature with so much armor and then exposed belly. It feels a bit weird. I didn't mention I'm using Gilliman flesh for this job. Really, I hate painting flesh, and it always looked weird when I would paint it, but with Gilliman flesh contrast paints, the flesh looks way better now. You can really do like nice things. Okay, so that's that. We are done. Oh, that was fast. Okay, so we are done with the skin. There's no much skin there. I finally finished the minis that I was painting. Need to post some pictures. Well, by the end of the day. Do post them on the Instagram, I presume. I will be posting mine once I'm done with everything, so I didn't want to post just part of the miniatures. I want to post all of them, so yeah. Okay, I need a color that is not probably here. Let me just try and find it. Space Wolf's Gray. Okay, so we are going to use Space Wolf Gray for most of the armor. It is kind of a little bit of bluish, as you can see. There is pigment all over down here. It is kind of bluish grayish color, and I just want him to look a little bit of, to give off a little bit of bluish tint, because where is it? This guy is pretty gray, and I want to be some distinguishable noted. I mean, they do definitely look different, you can't mistake them by any chance, but still. We are done. It's ready. Okay. So let me see, what parts of his armor are we going to paint with that? I have an idea for some other parts how I want to do them, but okay, so mostly these things over here, and this thing, and this. Okay, got it. So I'm just using a super big brush because this will be a fairly quick job to do. As you can see, it has like a little bit of bluish tint. We're going to go with a wash over it later to give it a little bit of brown tint, otherwise he would look too clean. After all, he's fighting in arena, he's obviously not like tidying up his armor each time after the fight, so we need to show that by making it look a little bit more dirty than it is now. It's going to be just a subtle shade of brown, just a little bit of wash over the entire miniature. Otherwise he would like look too clean, and that's not what we are aiming for, because in the artwork he doesn't look like he's like super clean. Actually, he looks really dirty and rugged. So I'm gonna leave some parts here because I want to paint them in a different color. We are going to use different color for the gun, just to give it a little bit of variety. Okay, let's see. This part over here needs a little bit of shading. So I'm not trying to be super careful, because I know I'll go over with it with some other paints and they will cover up all the mess that I did. I know he looks like too blue now, but trust me, when we are done with him, he's going to look awesome. I hope that the guy who is waiting for these is going to be happy with my work. I did promise him a decent job. Like, not like the super best that I can, otherwise it would take me like forever, and I offered to paint around 20 miniatures or so, so you know, painting 20 miniatures to like insanely good detail and everything would take me forever. And I do have other stuff that I paint, you know, commission stuff and stuff that I just paint for myself. So we had to make a little bargain, so to say. You know what, I'm avoiding these, but I don't want to avoid them. I will just paint them and then go over with another paint that I have in mind, and it should look good. Okay, his helmet is also fully grayish, so we are going to paint it grayish and then add details later. I think he needs a little bit of details, otherwise he would look like too much of the same. Okay, I'm gonna just paint these two, even though it was not my initial idea to do that like that, but it's gonna have to work. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more over here to create more shadows. We are going to paint his goggles black color. Okay, I'm just checking out if I missed any spots or anything. Looks like I didn't, which is really cool, but who knows, we'll find out later. Okay, so we are done with that color. Now there is one color called Gorgrunta Fur, and I think I don't have it here. I think it's somewhere here. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not also it. Oh man, where is it? Got it. Okay, so Gorgrunta Fur. That is really nice, like a rust color. It is brown, kind of reddish tone, but it can really look nice as a rust color. So we are going to paint some parts of the armor in a rust. As I can see them on the artwork, they look like a little bit of rusty. So we are going to try and capture that vibe. So with this color, we are going to do his chain mainly. And this hook that he has here. A little bit of touchy work, so you know it's a touchy work when I shut up and I stop talking. That means that I'm super concentrated not to mess up whatever I'm doing at that moment. I missed the spot as I predicted. You can always, of course you can always come back and repair what you missed, but you know, I really hate when that happens. I want to be done on the first go. See this thing over here, shoulder pad, I missed that spot. That should not be like this brown color, it should be like this blue color. Okay, so we have that. And for the other rust parts, I'm going to switch to a little bit of smaller brush because I need more control over those details. So we're going to paint these things over here in a rusty color. Okay, so that, and also some parts of the gun. We're going to do a rust just to, not gun. You know what? I'm not gonna touch the gun with the rust. Then it would be too much. But I'm going to paint the stuff that is a bit rusty, as I see it on the image, and that's these parts over here, like connections to these pipes on his armor or whatever this is. Some of them are really hard to reach. Like I have to go underneath here. Okay, so far so good. I'm satisfied how it looks. Yep, looks pretty cool. Okay. Nothing else looks like a rust on this guy, so next thing what I want, okay, so yeah, let's just repair the stuff I missed. Thinking so hard, we can smell the smoke over here. Yeah. So I just repaired what I wanted to be repaired, and that's that. That was job easy done. Okay, next up I want to go with the Basilicanum Gray, and I will use that one for the gun, and maybe few little details here and there just to give armor a little bit of variation, you know, so it doesn't look like it's same all over it. Okay, so the best way to approach this is just to go over everything with it and hope for the best. After all, we are going to make it all look very, very dirty at the end with the brown wash, so So there is some really hard to reach places with this miniature. But I think I got it all. Of course, when I say that, I will probably later find out that I completely missed a spot somewhere, as it usually happens like so. Yes, some variations in the armor. So I'm going to use this to paint up his feet a little bit more, you know, just to give it a little bit of different look. And what else? Let's do these things over here, give them a little bit more darker tone. Going to do the same with the other one, even though I could have just left it on the one leg and not do the other. Why not? It's not like he has to have a uniform armor or anything. So his belt, I'm gonna do his belt because, you know, it's like the half part of the miniature, so it will separate nicely one part of the miniature from another. Okay, also what I'm going to do now, I'm going to apply heavy that color in his goggles because I want them to be like dark, you know, like so, like super dark. We're going to toy with it a little bit later, but for now that is that. Okay, so we are done with the griff charger for now, and let's see what else can we do before we go on to some other details. Flesh Terror red, just for his shoulder pad. His shoulder pad is a little bit red, so we're just going to go over the entire shoulder pad, even though he has number 42 that is white, but I'm going to do it later with the regular color, just because it's way easier than trying to go around these numbers. It will just be pain in the ass to do it, so we're just going to do it like so, and then just paint the numbers later in the next stage. Okay, so while we are here, it looks like this part is also kind of reddish orangish, so I'm gonna just do a little dab of red over here and maybe come later with the orange to show some like glowing effect or something. We'll see. As I say always, we'll see. Okay, the gun, I can't do anything pretty much about the gun. I can just put some highlights on it later because it's just an old rusty gun. There's nothing special about it, or there's no details. Like there is some orange details on it. I'll probably do it. Okay, so I left this on purpose. This is going to be orange, and I want to do orange on the gun. So while we are waiting for everything to dry off, because we need to go with the white first, we are going to switch to Echo, and Echo is pretty much orange and black all around, and it looks awesome. This miniature looks really cool. I so much like how this looks. So yeah, Echo. I need a picture of her just to see what I want to do and how I want to do it. Okay, so it's mostly orange. It has some white, but black is the mostly what it is. Gun is also like grayish. We could use this Space Wolf gray for the gun. I think I'll probably do it, and then just add few highlights here and there. But yeah, okay. So I'm going to start with the orange and block all the orange parts. So I know where I go with the black, and to be careful around some parts, you know. William is here. William is, if I'm not mistaken, the guy that runs the channel Hungry Gamer, if I'm correct, right? So, am I backing on a Kickstarter much? Well, lately I am not, because shipping to Croatia has went to insane levels. So the shipping for Croatia for a game of, let's say for example Gameling Games, they do this Tiny Epic, which I really love, and Tiny Epic, the last one was Dinosaurs or Tiny Epic, I don't know which one, not the Dinosaurs, the one before them, Tiny Epic Tactics. I really liked how that game looks. I think it's a game for me, and game was like, I'm just thinking about the price, $30 or something like that, and the shipping was 25 for that game. So I know I'm not paying the full shipping for the entire game, you know, for the price of the entire game. So yeah, I'm not backing that much lately. I did back 2 games that I really am looking forward to. One of them is Planet Unknown, and the other one is from Mind Clash Games, the Perseverance. Mind Clash Games, I just have like a huge crush on them, and I back almost anything they will put out, because Anachrony is by far the best game ever created, and I want to battle anyone who will say differently. I challenge anyone who says differently to fight me to the death. No, I'm just kidding. I really like Anachrony. I think Anachrony is a masterpiece. It's like the game was made just for me. So, but yeah, I stopped backing games because the shipping prices are just insane, and I learned that I can live without FOMO, the fear of missing out. I can live without that. I can live without few promos that I could get on a Kickstarter and just get the game in the retail. And if it's not coming to retail, and if I really want it, I will back it. But if I'm kind of interested, I know that there's always going to be somebody who will sell the game because they didn't like it or for whatever reason, and then it's my time to shine and snag the game from them. So yeah, that is my current station, current politics, or however you want to call it, with games on the Kickstarter. I don't know, lots of games on the Kickstarter these days are more of the bling and less of the gameplay. Like, they are not tested enough, or they just tested with their friends who always like are encouraging and telling them, oh, it's a great game, it's a good game, you don't have to change anything. I don't know, it's really weird stuff. Dower is here with us. Hey Dower. You missed the one on the Friday, but yeah, that is totally okay. You were probably out spreading out the evil disease, and don't try to lie about it. I know. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's my stance on a Kickstarter. I wish it was different, but it is how it is. I do lots of I don't do like a lot, but occasionally when I see a game that I kind of like, I would do a Kickstarter preview for it if they want to do a Kickstarter preview with me. And I'm not saying all the games are like bad and not good, but there's a lot of games that really are not that good. I mean, I don't want to name any names, you know, people do this out of love and everything, but I got offers to review some games for Kickstarter that were just, I think the people would unsubscribe for my channel if I did a Kickstarter preview for it and said anything good about those games, because those games looked really terrible, just terrible, awful. I could make such game in like a day or two with my friends, just sitting around the table throwing nonsense and see what sticks, you know, what we like. And that is just unfortunate, and I just usually politely pass and say that that's not the game for me or my audience. But yeah, I hope they fund. I mean, it's somebody's dream and I don't want to crush anybody's dream, but the games don't look good. At least those that were offered to me. There were two in the last few days, which I find really weird, because usually they don't contact me that much, because I'm from Croatia and shipping to Croatia is really expensive, and they can justify that because I don't have like a huge audience. My channel is really slow growing channel, so I don't pull much of audience that they could say, okay, it's worth for us to pay like $70 for shipping, even though some of them would like to work with me. But as I said, shipping is just insane, and usually I say I would be able maybe to cover it, but the last Kickstarter from what's the name of the company, doesn't matter, the last Kickstarter, I said, listen, I want to be in on it just because I really like the game and I like what they do. And they said, sure, no problem, but the shipping is like super expensive. And I said, I don't care, I will most definitely pay for it, whatever it is. And then they come up with the price of $75 for a prototype to send it to me. And the best thing is, then I would need to pay for customs fees, stuff like that, since it is not sending from the EU, within EU, and that means I need to pay the fees, and it was just not worth the hassle. And I just told them, listen, if you're able to send me a review copy, which they would gladly do once the game funds and it's in the backer's hands, I said, if you send me the game, I would most definitely do a review for you, and we agreed on that. First, to answer the Zeblek, what game it is about. It is a game from oh man, I now the name of the company is escaping me. It's what's the company called? Daily Magic Games. Is that what I'm thinking about? Daily Magic Games. And the game is the guys that do Valeria games, and the last one, Shadows of Valeria or something like that. That game. I really like Valeria games. That Valeria universe, whatever they are doing with their games, I really just like. The last one, Margraves, I gave like a 10 out of 10 reviews score, because it is really nice step forward in their design. They usually design these really easy games, and this one has a little more meat on it, and that's something that I really liked. It felt like a really good game, and I really enjoyed it with all the little expansions and things going on in it. So if you have a chance to check out Margraves of Valeria, do check them out. Even though if you played some Valeria games, those guys are doing something different with this one. What spray paint am I using for spraying these miniatures? Usually just any acrylic spray paint will do, but lately I am more of I'm doing more of like airbrush priming. I got some primers for the airbrush and I must say I'm pretty pleased with it, how it works, but it does clog up my airbrush pretty nasty, so there's the side effect. But the best thing is that I can prime miniatures in any weather, because when you're home, any weather is good weather for priming. Okay, so I think we blocked most of the oranges that I wanted to be on this mini. We'll add some more on the gun later, in a later stages. So, oh, okay. While we have the orange one open, no, we can't paint on this one yet. We'll finish it later. So William says, what was the so for Zeblik, what was the game that was built for me? Anachrony. Anachrony is the game that I think they made like just for me. I really loved every little thing about that game. It is just absolutely gorgeous work. I'm not sure how to explain it, but it is just a great awesome game. Okay, so I'm gonna use that Space Wolf Gray to paint her guns. William, I will get back to you right this second. Let me just finish this thing up, because I need it to dry off before I can proceed. And in the meantime, I can read some of your comments and respond. Okay, so I'm going to try something. I'm going to try and blend like a black and blue. No, I'll do it later. Let me just first answer your question about FOMO or comment or whatever, however you want to call it. So you're battling FOMO on the Kickstarter exclusive. Hell, I'm not sure I know what the game it is. The Last Saga, which has over 100 models, so even if the game is not good, I can paint. Yeah, I mean, I backed, I have season 1 and season 2 Batman. It's like a gazillion different miniatures. You have like this big, but this big. It could not fit on a camera. You have that T-Rex that is like huge miniature. And I backed just so I can paint all those minis. But yeah, sometimes, you know, even that is not a good enough reason to get something. Okay, so I changed my mind a little bit. I want her hands to have more orange. I don't like these shoulder pads if they would be black. So I'm just gonna go over these parts over here and make them orange. I don't know, I just think it will look better. So yeah, battling FOMO. Listen, try it. Try not to get one or two games that you think you like absolutely need to have, and you'll see that you can do it. Anyone can do it. It looks like an impossible mission, but it really isn't. It's super easy to do it. Okay. You cannot find the game Anachrony. Basta is here with us. Wait, I will chat it to you. I will write you in the chat. The game that was made for me is named Anachrony. It is from Mind Clash Games, so be aware, they tend to make like games that are a little bit heavy, so do know that if you're gonna dive into it, you're diving into some serious territory. But it's heavy just on the first. Once you play it, it's like quick and easy, just bam 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 and you are done, so no worries about that. Basta is here with us. Well, hello my friend. And welcome to my live stream. Okay, so she has some white parts on her hands, but I think I'm just gonna paint everything black and then add those details later, because that way is much easier than just, you know, trying to leave those parts out or anything. So we're going to see how that goes. Maybe I don't even leave anything white because I don't know, it doesn't feel right. Okay, so I'm gonna do it with the smaller medium-ish brush. See, I speak with him in English and he starts talking English right away. Yes, long time no see. Yeah, we saw each other last time on a birthday, if I'm not mistaken, but my birthday is coming up pretty soon, so as soon as I know when are we going to do stuff, I am going to let you know if I'm going to do anything, and we are going to see each other most definitely. I'm gonna grab some coffee or something, maybe, who knows, we'll see. I can't say anything now because I don't know. To talk a little bit about primers now, when I'm painting, I'm thinking about it. The thing is, any spray can that is acrylic will do, and you just have to think about the current weather, because when it's really moisture outside and you spray paint, your miniatures will most probably get some like a glossy, varnishy look on them, and you really want to avoid that. You don't want to do that, so you need to know when it's not humid outside, when humidity is low, and then is the time to go and spray paint. Otherwise you will not have a good time, just so you know. Am I doing this even on a camera? I have to be really concentrate about these parts, and of course I wander off the camera because it's an easier position to paint. but when I put the camera, I tried putting camera in that angle so you can catch better what I'm doing, but it does not look good, so I just decided to put camera where it looks good and then be mindful to okay, I'll come back here because some of these spots I will most definitely need to do with a smaller brush, because I'm getting really close to the parts that are orange and I don't want to mess them up with the black. Otherwise I would have to repair them, and I'm lazy about it. Okay. Oh, I have some beetle running in the lights. You're gonna burn yourself, little guy. I think this is the same guy from Friday that managed to go through my mosquito guards on the windows, because he's like way smaller than a mosquito, so he's now flying around here, little bugger. He wants his 5 minutes of fame. I see you are writing something and I'm just gonna get back to you right this second. I just want to finish this thing because, you know, I just sound like Kanye for a second. I'm gonna let you finish. Okay, so did you get the models with anachrony? I don't think the retail version has them. Do they make much difference without the models? It's next on my list. It's supposed to be excellent solo game. Anachrony, I have everything. I don't have these last 2 or 3 little promos that showed up, but I'm in a process of trying to get those somehow in my hands. But I was not able to get them yet. I think that miniatures for this game are not necessary, but they definitely elevate the gameplay itself. I mean, they ease the gameplay. The gameplay is much easier because when you're using cardboard tokens instead of those miniatures, it's just, I don't know, it's hard to read the board and everything what's on it. It's super weird. Usually I don't think that miniatures need to be in like lots of games, even though I like painting miniatures and everything, but in this one, maybe it's because I like it really much. Maybe that's why I like miniature in this game. But yeah, I think the miniatures are really needed because first, they look super cool when you put them on the table, like bam, like those miniatures are really huge. I wish that I had them with me right now. I would show them to you, but yeah, I think they're really good because how they look and what they do, and I still need to paint those actually. But yeah, if you go for anachrony, go for the version with the miniatures. Get the miniatures, and with the miniatures you will also get some good expansions. There's really great expansion that utilize miniatures as a fighting machines, sort of. That is really cool stuff to do. So get the miniatures, get the anachrony, get the miniatures. If you don't like it, sue me. Yeah, but I think it's a great game. I don't know how it is solo. I never played it solo. I have dedicated game group just for that game. So yeah. What size of the brush am I using? I'm constantly switching between few brushes. I have this old Citadel brush. It's just Citadel, a large brush. As you can see, it is pretty devastated. Let me try and zoom it. As you can see, it doesn't have a sharp point or anything, but I'm kind of used to it and I really like it, so I don't want to get rid of it. And I also have this Citadel fine detail brush that is also like a little bit ruined, but still does the job well. And I'm constantly switching between these two, and this is what is this one called? I completely don't know because I just from the use but these are some Saber Kolinsky stuff I found. This is number 2. I'm switching between like 4 and a 2 or 5, 6 and a 2. Those are the usually those are the brushes that I'm using. 2 is for like super details, and I use 0 for like the very smallest details that I can find. But the size of the brush is really to talk about, because I saw people that are using like the number 6 to paint eyes. You know, if you have the thing about brush, if you ask me, is how good of point that she has. If it's a brush with a nice point that is not ruined by the wrong using or anything, you can almost paint with 4 all the time and have really good details. So I think it's not about the size, but more about how precision the point of the brush is. So I think that's one important thing to look for in the brushes. And yes, the more you pay for the brush, the better the brush will be. I first had the philosophy when I started painting, oh, I'm not giving that much money for one brush. But then I was lucky enough to get one of those expensive brushes for free, and I realized what an idiot I was. Good brush means a lot in the paint world, like a lot. I don't know. That's just I know that there are some people who say that if you are skilled enough, you could paint with almost anything, but I don't know. I think the better brush you have, the better you will be able to paint the miniatures. She has a lot of details around here that I'm trying to miss and not go over the orange. So it's taking me a little bit of time and weird angles, I know, but I can't do it any other way, otherwise I would. So I apologize if you don't see everything, but this is one very interesting mini to paint, and pretty hard, like really hard. Okay, so on her gun she has these parts black, so we are going to do it also in a black. Cool. Citadel is great brand. Like you know that Citadel is great brand. Oh man, you are a perfect troll, my friend. You are a perfect troll. Oh man, so yeah, let's go and do some repairs. Let me just find, where is it? Okay, I'm done with some stuff and I want to do a few more things on this miniature and that one, the other one too. So we are going with the sky gray to repair some of those mistakes that we did, and to also make some stuff that were not mistake but on accident white, so we can then paint them something else. Okay, so he has like an orange thing here, so I'm just gonna leave like on a gun. I'm just gonna paint this thing white because it looks like an orange, like some sort of, I don't know what actually, like a scope or something. And this thing too looks also orangey. Okay, can we do anything else? No, nothing much. Okay, number 42. Let's have fun with that. Okay, so this is going to be a very tough job, so I'm probably going to be super silent. Does this look like 4 to you? Man, I hate stuff like this. I have a very shaky hand. I'm painting such small details. I'm always stressed out. I'm gonna mess them up. I don't even breathe when I'm painting these. Oh man. Okay, so he has his 42. Looks cool. I think I did an okay job on it. Let's just put some paint here. Okay, so it's time for a freehand, the stuff I hate. So he has like triangles going over here on his shoulder pad, so we are going to try and recreate that as close as we can. Good thing is, if I mess up, it's really not that bad, because he is after all like all beaten up, and you can sell it like that, like, you know, oh well, it is mostly destroyed because he's fighting in the arena, you know, stuff like that. So Okay, so he has something like that on the artwork, so I think we did a good job of transferring that to a miniature. Okay, now it's time to give her a few of these details, just to repair a few of them, because this thing over here is going to look like a bluish tint, a little bit of bluish tint, and I want to do some preparation for the freehand orange. No, I don't really need, I don't need to. Okay, so with this one we're just going to do a few of the edge highlights, just to give gun a little bit of definition. Did we miss anything? I don't think so. I think we didn't. No, at least I don't think we missed anything. Oh, I did a little boo-boo right over here, so I need to repair that. Where is it? Where is my black color? Space. No, okay, I need this one for sure. Black Templar. Okay. See this white spot on the knee? We need to cover that up. It was an honest mistake. So she has like an orange point also on the gun, so I'm just gonna prepare for that by putting some white on it. And again, there's lots of cars going on. Most unfortunate, but what can we do? Okay, so what I wanted to do next is, I don't know. Okay, so what can we do next? What can we do next? Okay, so first of all, Space Wolf's Gray, a little bit of Space Wolf Gray. Just for these gears on her hips, we need to do that. And Kotska is here with us. Hello, hello. I'm glad you could stop by. To the finale of this painting for charity stuff. Okay, that's done. Before we go to the next step, I just need to find a wash. Just give me a second. I don't think it's here, right? It's not here. It's somewhere here. No, not Reichland. It is here. Okay. This guy, we need to dirty up his armor. It looks too shiny. Oh, I forgot something. No, we're gonna do it later. So Agrax Earth Shade, we're just going to use it over the entire armor, and I'm going to go with like just a tiny little bit of wash on it. I'm gonna spread it all over the miniature as much as I can, because I don't really want to paint the miniature. I just really want to make it like look a little bit of dirty. Because right now he looks like too blue. I mean, I was aware of that, but that's why we are doing this. He already looks a little bit more darker, dirtier, like he's in a fight for so long. And that's what we are aiming for, that look. So I'm just not letting the paint pool too much. But I'm very liberal with how it goes. And we are going to even go over the numbers, you know, because those numbers are not like spot on white. They are a little bit dirty, like his whole armor is, so that's what we are trying to show up here. On the gun I'm going to go a little bit heavier, because I really want it to look like a rusty, dirty gun that's been in a use for such a long time. And there it is, like a really dirty, muddy dozer. So, Kotka, what's up, my friend? What new is happening in your life? And I just now, of course, noticed that I missed the spot. But on this one over here, as you can see, now you can't even see it on the camera. See that white spot just right there. So we need to cover that up because it's really bothering me. And I was sure that this was not happening. Okay, so we are hour and 15 minutes. I think it's a good time. I think we are going to do this easy. Okay, next thing, I'm going to use bright orange and light orange to paint some orange details like glows on the gun, stuff like that, and then some light orange for highlights of those. And I'm also going to use these blue colors, Andrea blue and sky blue, because she has some blue on her gun and I want to show that up. You have some games coming tomorrow. Well. What did you order? From where did you order? Did you order from Philibert? Did you use my affiliate link? Do you all who are watching right now know that there is a link in the description down below, and if you use that link to buy games from Philibert, I get a kind of little percentage, but it does not go anything more expensive for you. So they just take part of their cut and give it to me, and that way I sponsor this channel. It's just one of the ways, of course. There's also Patreon, YouTube ads, all kinds of different things. Okay, so we're doing these orange glows on here and on here, and we're going to do some freehand orange lines on the guns. It goes like front like here, and I think we can say it goes like so, like so. You know what, I'm just gonna paint everything orange because I feel like it's a good decision, and then I'm just gonna highlight with brighter orange on those lines. And I think it will look good. So what did you get? Azul expansion, new edition of Quest for Eldorado. Oh, I like that, how it looks, really cool game. And Ranguo, I don't even know what it is. So new from Finland is the only way to get the new Eldorado. I know, sadly. I tried to get it, but ran into problems. But yeah, man, I'm just busting your balls, so to say. You are, after all, my Patreon, so that's more than enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna add a few highlights here and there on this orange, because I really want this orange on this miniature to look good. And also, she has like glowing eye on the middle of her helmet, so I need to recreate that somehow without messing up. I'm just going to repair a few things that I see here, and I went a little bit too much with the black. Okay, yeah, so she got like this, like I don't know how to, like this, and it goes a little bit down like so. So yeah, that's what she's got on her face. Okay. I'm just boosting up a little bit of this orange just to give it a nicer look. And while we are here, I think that paint is dry enough on these parts, at least, for me to do like these little orange dots. And as I said, he has one on this, his chest, like something orangey glowy, so we're going to do that. And just really quickly, Griffhound orange color to paint this thing on his back. Very nice indeed. Okay, so also waiting for the Fort and Calico Kickstarter, should be delivered soon. Never heard of it. Had to get the new Eldorado since I'm a Dutray fanatic. Yeah, Dutray has some really nice artwork, but more even than that, I like the new version because it has bigger cards. So I was really tempted to get it maybe, but ultimately decided that I'm really not sure if I want it or not. So okay, light orange for some details on the Echo mostly. And I'm going to use like super thin brush for this, because I really want to have like full control over these details that I'm gonna be doing. Okay, while my hand is still steady, I wanna finish her eye. And then I'm just gonna do random highlights around the sharp edges. Let's move this guy, he's in my way. Hangul is an older game, fairly heavy publisher. From publisher, what's your game? I never heard of it. Oh, oh, it's always good to trade games. I like when the trade happens, but usually, you know, it's really hard to trade games, but that way both people benefit, everybody gets the game they like. And you save some money in the process. You traded 7 wonders and some money. Yeah, I like how you worded that. I traded money for the game. Yeah, the old version, because I presume you are getting the new one that looks absolutely gorgeous. A friend has it, so I did not had incentive to own it, but now when I see this new version, I'm really thinking about it, to maybe plunge into the 7 wonders. And I know that 700 Duel new expansion is coming out, which I'm super excited about, because that game I have and it is absolutely awesome. 2-player game. Okay, so I think we are done with the oranges on this one, and I just want to do a quick dry brush of white on her hair, because I think it really needs more highlight, like a little, just a little bit of highlight, nothing much. I really just want to catch on some of her hair details, because it looks too bland like it is right now. So I'm just gonna do like a really easy dry brush, just to catch a few details here and there. There, I think it looks much better, even though you can't see it on the camera, but I can see it. So yeah, I also just now noticed that I again need like my Black Templar, because I missed part of her hair just behind here, to there it is. Much better. Okay, I'm going to switch to this guy for a second with that light orange, just to get this gun a little bit of like a shiny effect. And down here, of course, and while we are doing that, we are also going to just do a fine edge highlight. Nothing, so we don't want to overdo it, so okay, I like this on his back. Looks really cool. I really like it. New version of the scent looks good. But I don't know what version of Descent that is. I don't think it's a 3rd edition of Descent. I believe it is completely new game in a Descent universe, so to speak. But or maybe they released some more information. I didn't. I was waiting for information to come to me. I didn't search for it. So now I'm going with the blue colors, with this Andrea blue and sky blue, just for her guns, you know, to make them a little bit shiny. So she has like on the sides over here. So we're going to try and do the same. Has like this part over here glowing like so, and from the back and she has stuff like that on both guns, so you know what, I'm just gonna go all around it and expand it a little bit further, and then I'm just going to go with the lighter color inside this one around it and make it like it's glowing, at least to look like it's glowing. So I'm just gonna go here, you know, just like so, and down here. have I checked the castles of Tuscany? They had like just a cover picture. I didn't see anything else. I looked at it a few days ago. They only had one picture, nothing more. So I don't know if any more detail is out, what it's going to look like. I adore Castles of Burgundy. That is the great example of how the ugly game can be really good. Like the Carpe Diem. Carpe Diem is awful looking game, but such a great game. Love the way the gun is turning out. Thank you. So now we are going to do a little bit more things to a gun to make it look even better, if we can, of course. So for that I just need to water down color like significantly, because I want it to be more like a layer, not layer, but to not paint that much, just like a little. I'm escaping the words, of course. That's what happens when I'm tired and when my English starts to fail me. So I just want it, you know, to be like semi-transparent color all around here, like this. So it has like a, wait, let's see if we can zoom it. You know, it has like a glowy effect, sort of. It's not like the best glow effect that you ever saw, but it is a decent job. It is a honest work. There it is. Looks really neat. Definitely not the best work I've done, but it looks cool. Now I'm thinking maybe I should do his goggles like that, or should I leave them black? I think it would be like too much, because I know, no, the guy who paid for them asked to resemble the artwork as much as they can, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay, so I'm using some more of sky gray to highlight few details on this guy. Just few details on the gun, since his gun is very prominent piece of miniature, and I want to be the focal point. And we are going to achieve that by highlighting it. Rules went up a few days ago. Oh, for the castles of Tuscany. And how similar is it to the castles of Burgundy? Is it basically the same, or I mean the same, the very similar game? I'm just now highlighting few details here and there. Decided I want to put some on the armor too, but nothing much, just to make few things pop, look a little bit different from the rest of the miniature. Okay, rules went up. Can you show your work so far if it's not a problem? Of all minis for the game, modular player board card instead of dice. Oh, okay, so I went all over the comments. I will show you all the miniatures. Please let me just finish with these few highlights and I'll show you all I did so far. I think we are done with this miniature. Just one little more highlight. I really want this thing to stand out. Okay, so the work I did so far. Well, I think we are mostly done on all the miniatures. We just need to paint the bases, so I'm just gonna remove these. I don't need these anymore. And let me just quickly present to you. Let's just make sure everything is in the visibility, proximity, however you want to. Okay, so this game comes with 6 miniatures, and these are all the 6 that I painted. So yeah, there's that. So quickly I will do the basis for the 4 of these now. So this is the Sprog guy, then we have the Destructor, and we have, of course, Banshee, which I'm really not satisfied with the gun, but I don't know what to do about it. I'll have to think of it, maybe something off screen. So yeah, we have Violet, and of course we have these two. We have the Dozer and the Echo, right? That's her name, Echo. So now we are going to paint the bases black and then just do that thing where I highlight all the parts of the miniature, all these round parts. edges, where I highlight the edges. About the Tuscany thing, yeah, it's more of the same, but still different, but still the same, but the different. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how it looks. And my black color is all clogged up, and I need something to make it work. We have this. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Okay. I think we got it now. Yep, it's unjammed. Okay. Yeah, that Tuscany thing. I'm really looking forward to it. I absolutely love Castles of Burgundy. Have we ever played together Castles of Burgundy? I think we didn't. We should definitely play one. No, we did. Yes, we did. When we were in a Petriņa on a day of the board games thingy organized by Ivan. Then we played it. If I remember correctly, it might be that. So yeah, right now I'm doing a very boring job of just painting the bases black, so I'm sorry. I know I can wander off the camera sometimes, but this is really nothing to show for. Just some basic work, and I really want to be done with this as fast as I can, because there is work in the morning and I don't want to sit here too long, but I really want to finish this on the camera, so nobody can say I watched for the entire painting tutorial thingy video and then you didn't paint the bases at the end and I don't know what to do with the bases and now I'm coming for you. So I don't want to have like a nemesis because of this, you know. People get triggered by a lot less. I'm just blabbering, but yeah, nothing special going on here, just me painting bases black and trying to mess up as little miniature as I can, because this stage usually means that you have to go really near some parts of the miniature that are already painted and you don't want to mess those up. To keep the finished one in the background, but you will not see them because the camera here they are, but you will not see them because the camera now focuses what I put at the front of the lens. So we did in Petriņa. That was, oh, you mean Castles of Burgundy? Yeah. That was your first play. Well, I'm glad you liked it that much that it was your most played game of the year. But it is really a good game. So much stuff that you can do with the dice and the mitigation of the luck. It is just awesome how everything works in that game. Such nicely built engine. Okay, 2 more to go. We're going to be probably done in about, I don't know, I think about 15-20 minutes and we are done. And next live videos are going to be who knows when. As I said, I played this game D-Day Dice and I think it's really nice solo experience. I just might do those, few of those games if I feel like it, but I'm currently working on some stuff super secretly because I don't know when it's going to happen, and if it's going to happen I hope it is. But you are going to see some really cool videos coming out from me and Slaven, mostly gameplay videos, but I really want to do them like with high quality production. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, so I'm right now announcing something that might not even happen, and those are not going to be live. Those would be super hard to get live, to film live and everything. But yeah, I really want to do some live gameplay videos with some nice quality production to them. And maybe steer my channel more toward those, but we'll have to see. Like, you know, sort of like gameplay review videos. Like we do a little bit of game, not a little bit, we play a game and then we say what we think about it. Did we enjoy it? Why didn't we enjoy it? Stuff like that. That's just one of the ideas I'm toying with in my head. I have like a huge backlog of ideas that I want to do on my channel, but I wish I could do this for a living. That way I would have enough time to make all that ideas happen. Otherwise they just stay like a thought. Okay, so this is done. So now, since these all need to dry a little bit because I cannot paint them while they're wet, we have to think about what are we going to do now. And we are 5 minutes away. Oh, you know what I remembered? Last live that I did, I painted for 2-something hours without drinking a sip of water. So now I'm going to sip some water first. D-Day Dice is fun. It's really fun game. I mean, not fun in a way like people die, you know, but we won't go into all that. It's just a game. But second edition, yes, first or second edition, second edition. I stumbled upon it on a Facebook. Somebody was playing it. I was like, "Ooh, a war game with the dice and everything." And the way the dice works, I really like those. When you manage to hit like these red, white, and blue combination of the same symbols, and then you get some extra stuff, and all of these different companies like US, Britain, French, they all have like different things happening when you make that roll. It is just absolutely gorgeous game in the way it works and in the way you can mitigate some of that luck of the roll and all that. But really good game. I'm thinking of maybe doing a gameplay, maybe even a live, but I don't know if I can fit it because this table is like really not that big for all of that, even though it's not a big game. I guess I'll have to try it out and see how it works and if I'm able to do it or not. Yes, I have only the base game. Not sure if you have any expansions for it, but I do only have a base game, and I'm still in a process deciding if I need expansions for it, because in the base game you really get a lot. Especially if you're gonna play this game solo, you can play with 4 different factions, so to say, 4 different countries, and all those maps, all those scenarios, some of them are like super hard. You really need to like play them maybe 4 or 5 times before you get the hang of them and how to solve them, because that's basically like a big puzzle on the board. And yeah, so I think there's a lot just in the base game. I'm really not sure if I need more right now, but some of the expansions I like more than others. What I saw, what they bring, some of them don't bring that much stuff to it, but the ones that bring, I really like those new missions, or however it is called. There's one bigger expansion that I really like, so yeah, I'm thinking of maybe doing some live videos of those things. Okay, so this is going to take forever to dry, and I so wish that I had like a blow dryer right now that was super silent to not awake my wife and the child, because they're sleeping like 3 meters away from me behind the wall, and I hope I'm not too loud for them. But that's the one reason why I don't stream that much. I wish I had a better internet connection in my parents' house where my studio is, then I could live stream from there and I could be as loud as I can and everything. But yeah, listen, Zeblik, if you have that game, maybe we could arrange something if I get like a good connection at my parents' home or something like that, and we do like over the Skype thing or something, Zoom, Google Hangouts, whatever you want, and maybe we play that game together. Bam! What do you say? You know, that would be a really cool idea. That was one of the ideas I was toying with, like to play with my subscribers, board games that are able to be played remotely, and with my subscribers, with Patreons or whatever. So that would be a cool idea if we could manage to pull that off. I mean, I can just move your dice at my place and you just roll the dice and say what you rolled and what you did and where you are right now and how many points you have, and I would just like I don't know, maybe it would take a little bit longer than usual, but it would be interesting to try and see if we can pull such thing off. We'll see if we can pull this off. I'll most definitely look into it and see how it can be done, and to be interested, you know, because we don't want people like to watch me, because those games has lots of fiddly parts, lots of little parts that those cogs and wheels that you need to turn constantly. So I'm thinking that maybe people would be bored seeing me most of the time just fiddling with the cogs and everything. We'll see. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just the regular old side of the brush edge highlight of all these bases. So for this one, since it's mostly blue, we are doing the blue highlight because that's only logical, you know, blue miniature, blue highlight, right? So it's really subtle, almost not showing. We just need to go over the... Oh, I have a little bit too much paint on the brush. I really don't want these lines to be like super thick. I want them to be like thin, slick, crisp highlights. And I mean, for this stage you can use any blue colors that you have, so I'm not going to go and show you specifically, but I already showed you those two colors that I used for the gun on the Echo, so I'm reusing those to do these highlights for the blue. Okay, so this one is done. Really subtle, nothing much, but makes the base looking much more sexier than it is. Okay, so Echo is mostly orange, so we are going to do her base orangey. And I'm going to use the same oranges that I used to highlight stuff on her, so nothing new here to show up for. I need to figure how to get some camera configured. I have work zoom, so we could use that too. Yeah, well, we'll talk about it. I'm not sure when I will be able to do it, you know. Right now I don't want to stream for some time because I live in a kind of smallish apartment, and when I stream my wife really needs to dodge the camera, and sometimes it's really hard. She was sneaking around here just about an hour and a half or so ago, and she was like super quiet, returning things and watching at the computer so she does not barge into the live stream. And you know, it's really not convenient for her when I'm live streaming. And there's always, of course, possibility that little kid is decided sleep is optional. But yeah, I have you in my mind. We are going to do this one way or another. Of course, there's also the time zone difference that we need to think about. This one already dried off. The light yellow, orange. Echo is done. All we have left are Violet and Dozer Violet and Dozer, and for those I need some paint. Ooh, I'm Nudging the camera, don't fall down, please. Okay, so we are going to need this one we already have, and we're going to need some purple colors and some pink colors. No, nothing like that. Something a little bit different. Yep, this one will do. I'm back. Okay, so we have these two for the violet, old rose and violet. Accidentally it's called blue violet. And for dozer we have like field blue and sky gray that you already saw. So first we're going to do dozer. Now, I think you'll do just fine. But listen, I don't know when would that happen, so please don't take my ideas literally, because I usually have like lots of ideas and then I just don't have the ability to make them a reality, but I'm really going to try and figure things out so we make that happen. Okay, the dozer is done, and the one last thing is left, violet, and we are done with this painting. And it's 2 hours 10 minutes. It took me a little bit more than I expected, but it is what it is. I need to just shake it up a little bit. Yeah, it really looks fun. Those bases look, I do really like the look on those bases. Thank you. It gives it like a little bit of like a Tron vibe, like the game is also all very like a neon and shiny, so I thought it would be a cool idea. I do have I do have painting videos of every miniature except the new one. I never did that one. I have them on my channel because I did paint these miniatures separately for myself, but back then I had way less experience in painting, and I did their bases like this, so that was inspired by that video of mine. But yeah, those paint jobs are not near good as these are. Okay, so we are very near to the end, so lock in your last questions if you have any, because this stream will be abruptly ended. I really want to go to sleep. It's 12:20 past midnight, 10 past midnight. And it's going to be a very fun work day because I have like a load of the work that I don't like doing. Not the entire work, just that part of work that I don't like. So and it's okay if you don't have any further questions, Your Honor. Okay, and the violet is done. Okay, that is that, my friends. Thank you all for joining me with this one. Oh man, this was really a pleasure to paint live. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it too. So yeah, thank you all for joining up. I'm going to remove these brushes now because we are done. And yeah, that is that. When I will be streaming next time, I don't know, but do join me. And that's all. Basta is still here. Well, you were like super quiet the entire time. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for spending time with me. Do check Vasel Memorial Fund Raiser because they help the gamers in need like you, like me, and try and maybe think adding some to that cause if you are able, of course. If not, that's fine. Do check my Patreon, do check my do subscribe if you did not subscribe. If you are watching this and you are not subscribed, do subscribe for more videos like this and all kinds of different videos. And that is it. I don't have any merch to plug, so yeah,